Years ago, when I was a PGA golf professional, I used to take my shoes in to get them cleaned after a long day of golf. And the guy that cleans the shoes, named Joe, would look at me and say, "You can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, son." Well, today in the video, I want to tell you that you can. I'm going to tell you a story. This is Tad Fulford with Rise Up in Real Estate. And I'm going to tell you a story about how I saw a silk purse made out of a sow's ear. So I was at an event this past weekend. I was actually working as a model at this event, which is funny, I know, to a lot of you. There were men modeling purses for a big charitable event in an area near our town. And I had been chosen to be one of the models because I enjoy to have some fun, and we walk out on the runway with some music and just enjoy ourselves. But part of the event is you get there a little bit early, you have dinner with your date, which was my wife, and you sit amongst the other people getting their purses that they're going to model. There were 35 purses to be modeled at this event. I was purse number 7. I saw a friend of mine when I was walking in the door. He had just gotten his purse and he said, "Oh man, wait until you see your purse. It's a real doozy." And so I couldn't wait. So I walked in and I saw this purse, and I'm not kidding you when I tell you the purse was about the size of, I don't know, like a coaster on a table. It was small, the littlest purse I'd ever seen. And it was adorned with all of these beads and had a seahorse hanging off the edge of it and wooden handles and a little clasp on the back. Everybody I showed the purse to said, "You can't even put a phone in it. What good is that purse?" And so I was a little bit disappointed at first, because here now I've got to take this purse, and what our goal is to get as much money from the crowd in the auction, because all the money, that was a donated purse, all the money would go towards the charity. So my job is to hoop it up enough that this purse gets the most money, right? Well, this purse at first glance was not going to get the most money. My friends were laughing at it. My wife laughed at it. Most of the ladies that looked at it that I was trying to sell it to in the audience before the event laughed at it. But then 5 minutes before the auction began, I met someone in the corner, and this is where the silk purse comes out of the sow's ear. So for the first 30 minutes I had this thing, I thought I had a sow's ear, which was a metaphor of saying not such a nice purse, right? Just an ordinary, maybe not even practical item. But as I met this woman 5 minutes before the event began, 5 minutes before the auction was going live, she looked at me and she said, "That purse has a story. My mother owned that purse. That purse is 18 years old and it's never been used. She cherished the purse. She was given that purse as a gift by someone very famous in our area, and she kept it as if it were a relic from the past times, and she never used it. She kept it on a shelf." And my mom passed away this past year. My mom was one of the major donors at this event that we're a part of this evening. I knew that when she passed, she would want me to put this purse in the auction, and you're the lucky model who got my mom's purse. Totally by accident, by the way, that this purse was now my purse. But in about 3 minutes, she changed my sow's ear into a silk purse, because you know what? It had a story now, and it had some meaning now, and it had some love behind it. It had a personality. And before I knew it, the purse came alive. For the next 5 minutes, I ran around the room very quickly and told that story to a few people, as many as I could, because I knew that that story had value. And when I told that story to a few people, a lady at table number 11 said, "I'm definitely going to vote for that purse." Actually, at my table said, "I'm definitely going to bid for that purse." And then my time came. Item number 7 was getting ready to be auctioned. I walked out on the stage to my music, which happened to be Sweet Caroline. The whole crowd was chanting, and the purse kept going. They started at $200. It kept going up and up and up, because somehow the story about that purse had spread throughout the room. From the stage, I could see the daughter who had given me the purse with tears in her eyes as the purse kept going up in value. She was bidding to try to get the purse back, but she got outbid by someone else in the room. And guess what? At the end of the night, after 35 purses were auctioned, the best I can tell, my purse, my sow's ear that turned into a silk purse because of the story, was the number 1 purse for money raised. When I walked off the stage, I went and handed it to the woman who won the bid, and I immediately walked across the room to the daughter who had given me the purse, and she looked at me and she said, "That was awesome. Thank you for doing such a good job." And I said, No. Thank you for telling the story about that purse." Now, this is a long story for me to tell you, but I want you to catch the meaning here. That purse was nothing until there was a story. What's your story? What are the stories of the people that you come in contact with? What about the item that you are selling day in and day out? What about the process that you're going through? Do you pay attention to stories? Because that purse had infinite value to its owner, and no one even even knew it, right? But when the story was told, then it began to affect other people's lives. Your story needs to be told. And guess what? By the person that created you, the maker of you, you are infinitely valuable. You have a story. So just like that lady did 5 minutes before game time, told me the story about that purse and changed the game forever. I want you to go and be good about telling your story. Tell people where you came from. Tell people what you've learned. Tell people what you're about. What's your mission and why you're here. Make a difference in this world. Take your sow's ear life and turn it into a silk purse. This is Tad Fulford with Rise Up in Real Estate, and today I hope this video helps you rise up.